So here's another how to counter video. This time we're doing Khmun Orion Savannah, which is probably the best defense out right now, best meta defense other than like just overpowered like dark nonsense. But I should say the most OP, somewhat attainable defense. So yeah, Savannah, then you can probably make this. Anyways, this is the one I'm gonna be fighting. It's one of my guild mates. I won't say whose, but I'll show the runes. Plus 167 on Savannah. Just all around decent stats. A little low on the crit rate, a little low on the accuracy, but he does have skill 3 accuracy on that artifact there. So it's pretty brutal. I mean, I've done like 100, well over 100 tests with dozens of different counters or supposed counters. I was trying to theory craft some things, and some worked better than others, and I'll show you some of the good ones. So his Orion is absurd. It takes so many turns. It's so dumb how many turns it takes. I mean, it's pretty tanky. It has great accuracy and then a lot of speed on will runes. And what I thought might have been, kind of bad is that its second skill isn't maxed. But the fact that the third skill is reusable in 3 turns and the second skill is reusable in 4 turns is actually kind of working to his benefit, because he's using skill 1 and 3 more than anything else. I mean, I rarely see him even use skill 2. It's just nutty. And then Khmun hits hard. It's very tanky. It's not super fast, but decent amount of crit rate and a lot of crit damage. And so it hits really hard. So a common theme you'll see is just shield will, hope for the best. The reason for that is because unlike other Khmun Orion comps, Savannah adds an extra element of RNG. So if Orion strips at all, she can, use her skill 3 and push the attack bar back or land defense break. So Orion doesn't need to land the defense break or stun. She can do it instead, and then Khmun can bring in the kill. So whatever shield will team you bring in, one immunity strip and it can be real bad, or one immunity strip and a violent proc, it's even worse. That's really not good. I'll again start with my somewhat safest counters and work my way down to the least safe, and hopefully you can benefit from it. I'm going to try to do 30 unique monsters and not repeat anyone, even though I have 4 Vigors and 3 Khmuns and all that nonsense for Siege, but I want as much variety as possible to, help as many people as possible. I'll try to give a little bit of replacements in case, you don't have a particular unit that I use. And yeah, let's get into it. So counter number 1, this is my go-to, what I would consider my safest counter. It has lost. I think to make it like 99% safe would be to put Feng on will runes as well, because he can die at the beginning if Savannah or Orion defense break him, and then Savannah violent procs, then often it's a dead Feng. That said, I have won just 2v3 with Amelia and Dozer before. It's not impossible. So that's why I say it's the safest. It's just with this defense, you have 2 strippers, 2 defense breakers, Khmun sustain. Savannah's got that second life. It hits hard. It's very fast. So with like Dozer, they're gonna lap Dozer like crazy. So they should take way more turns than you. Anyways, Amelia, she's like the big safeguard here. Obviously, this is like a premium comp. It's not free to play, but it's just good at what it's supposed to do, right? I have damage received from when minus 16% as well, so she can take a few hits if she's the one defense broken. And anyways, let's give it a go. Another big thing with this counter is you do want to go into pony form with Amelia every once in a while. If you watch my siege replay videos, I'll do this too, because her passive in pony form heals herself, and then also whenever she gets hit, she gets that defense buff. On top of that, in human form, she's much squishier, so it's harder for Savannah to, even if she procs like a second or a third time there, or second time? Yeah, it'd be her third turn, second proc. It's likely Amelia would still survive just because she's so much tankier and she has the defense buff. So this is pretty dang safe. It loses, like I said, only if just ridiculous procs, which certainly happens, you know, and that's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. Leo, Betta Xiong Fei. So Leo is great against Beast Riders in general. Betta is just a solid support, and Xiong Fei is your defense break to help Leo deal some more damage. It has cleanse and heals and a revive, so a few fail safes, and of course you want will on your unit except for Leo because he doesn't matter as much. He's gonna go first. So Xiong Fei doesn't have to be there. I've had success with Kumar as well. Tesarion may work, but general idea is to stay alive and kill them. That's the general idea of the entire game, right? You just want to stay alive and kill the other person. So we're gonna go Papow on Khmun and do nothing. Defense break on Leo is scary. Don't want that. Don't want it on Betta either. But this is where Xiong Fei is really good, because ever since his buff, got that cleanse. It's real nice. I think I'll go skill 2. My Leo is built on vampire runes. I think the general idea with Leo is violent for RTA and vampire for everything else, so I think it's vampire revenge. Nemesis is good too. And this comp, just like all the others, you can get absolutely destroyed by violent procs. I don't want to... It's hard for me to claim that any comp is 100%. The only one that I'll say is the safest is the Feng Amelia one. This one, probably on the safer end of the spectrum, just because of the immunity and revive that Betta provides. Oh, I thought I would have it. I shouldn't have used the heal. So there's that one. Tesarion, Fran, Taranys. Again, ideally everyone on Shield Will. In this case, my Fran is Rune Shield Will. My Tesarion is on Will, and Taranys is on Destroy because I use him on defense. But you'd rather he be on Will Runes for this offense. It has that extra layer of protection that Betta has, Betta comp I should say, with the Fire Panda, with Revive and Immunity, so it's pretty good. I don't think it's as safe as that comp, at least in testing. I don't think it's got the same win rate, maybe like 60-40, 75-25, something like that. Ideal RNG would be Tesarion, lands defense break and oblivion on Savannah, and then violent procs and kills her. That would be ideal. Often that does not happen. So got lucky there. Orion did not strip anything or do anything. So that's fantastic. Now I have a cat. One moment. And now the cat is on the floor. So we land Oblivion, no violent proc. Should I do the defense buff or should I get the damage in? I feel like I should get the damage in. Let's try it. I don't know if that's the best move or not. But that's why you do tests. You know, you can find out what works better. Let's put it on Taranys. The provoke is really nice too. Alright. Savannah's down, and at this point, it's hard for Khmun Orion to solo these three. Not impossible, but challenging. Alright, well, Tesarion, Fran, Taranys. I don't think there's a good replacement for Taranys. Maybe Triana. I guess the idea is Tesarion and two people to protect Tesarion, because if Tesarion dies, you're out of luck. That's no good. So this one's kind of neat. Jeanne, Vigor, Odin. It's actually kind of a meta defense right now. Not so much a frontline defense, but more of a backline one. Apocalypse, whenever we fought them, actually had it in their front line. But anyways, it's 3-0 so far in testing, so I'll show it here. And my Jeanne is not on Will. My only two units here on Will are Vigor and Odin, and I have no shield set. So that's kind of surprising to me that I'm still getting wins with it. But it's been working. The defense break is what's more scary than anything else, so when that lands, that's bad news bears. But the resistance lead helps. The cleanse, of course, helps as well. And then Odin just dishes out some decent damage. I go for the Orion first, because I think he's the highest RNG silliness to mess with. So once he's dead, though, it's pretty much over at that point. And like I said, 3-0 in testing so far. This would make it 4-0 because it's looking so far so good here. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. Khmun can't solo these three. So anyways, Jeanne, Vigor, Odin. Who knew? I mean, I wouldn't expect this, but I saw the Jeanne, Josephine, Tesarion on the SWGT.io website, and I tried that and I could not get that to work at all. Like, I guess they say in the description, well, Josephine's gonna get her passive to go because they won't land stun, or they will land the stuns, but like I tested it 3 times and they never landed stun, but they always landed defense break and just wrecked me. But maybe you can give that a try. Jeanne, Josephine, and Vigor, or not Vigor, Tesarion, and you know, maybe you'll have better luck than me. Alright, so Verad, Helena, Rica. So the rest of these counters, the general idea is shield will crowd control, or shield will lots of damage. So this is a shield will crowd control comp. My Verad is on shield will here. Ideally, he should be violent or despair. Violent probably best, and Helena be the one on shield will. That's just how I have him ruined at the moment. and Rica I do have Violent Will. So you need an AoE defense breaker. If you don't have Helena, Belenus would be the best replacement for her. But some kind of defense break, Mantura, the Dark Serpent, he would be good here too. And he has a pretty reliable defense break as well. It lands fairly often. All three of them are fairly tanky, so they can, you know, hopefully take a hit. And again, you cross your fingers that Orion and Savannah don't go absolutely crazy, because if they do, then you lose. But if they only go a little bit crazy, then, you know, you got a shot. So we'll see how it goes. So there Orion did absolutely nothing, which is the ideal scenario. It's very rare that Orion does nothing. I think I can just do skill 3 here. I figure I can save her stun since Verad will move and Verad can do his things instead. Or he'll just die. Okay, he lived. That was pretty scary. I should probably speed up Verad, seeing that Orion cut. I guess I should just use skill 1. Helena's attack bar absorption is really, really nice. I guess Belenus would have the provoke, which would be good too. So it's kind of a give and take between the two, but in terms of AoE fire defense breakers, they're both great. So that's GG's now. Orion would have to just be absurd to solo all 3. Galleon, Sige, and Triana. In this case, my Triana is actually built on Shield Will. I'm thinking I might build a 3rd Triana if I can summon one and maybe not skill her up. Obviously, having her skilled up is ideal, but Heart Magicians just need so many skill ups, and it's like they're one of the best siege monsters. Both Harmonia and Triana are, they just seem to always overperform. Anyways, I think maybe I could make one not skilled up for this comp or one similar like it. But the idea is you have some AoE damage doer who can take care of the team on his own. Pair it with Galleon to help him do that. And then Triana for added protection, just in case there's some kind of shenanigans from Orion or Savannah. You know, Triana can hopefully save the day. Could do just, you know, Galleon and then 2 shield will damage doers, but I feel like Triana just adds an extra layer of safety. The only problem with that is the damage doer needs to be able to dish out some serious damage, which the Dark Samurai was a very nice Hall of Heroes from Come To Us, and he does hit very hard. So let's see how it goes. I feel like I should test a few of these comps more than once to see how they work when Orion does screw you, and see which one can bounce back better than the others. Like I know for certain the Feng Amelia Dozer one, like I said, my Feng has died right at the beginning before, and I still came back and won. So I wonder, you know, what other counters that I show here can do that or something similar. Here, Galleon is going to die. So, let's see, who should I hit? Orion's moving next. Looks like Savannah could cut Sige, potentially. Let's see what happens. I think I'm just gonna go on the Savannah, maybe get attack bar pushback. Oof, that hurt. That stun was no good. Yikes. Yikes. Ouch. GG's. GG's. Well, okay. This one doesn't seem to be able to bounce back very well. We'll go at it again. So I think I should save her skill 2. Well, worked much better this time than last time. So we're already dipping down into the, what am I trying to say? Counters that aren't 100%, right? Though with this defense, I don't think there's very many counters that are 100%. There's just so much RNG involved, and Savannah and Khmun both hit so hard that it's like you would need some premium units, like maybe a Chroma or something that, you know, to have something really safe and secure 100% against this. So anyways, we'll go to the next one now. Poseidon, Mantura, and Hraesvelg. So same concept, Shield Will. My Hrae is Rune Shield Will in this case. Mantura and Poseidon are both Despair Will. My Poseidon slot 1 and 4 aren't even maxed yet. I don't have any mana. I don't know how anyone has mana nowadays. But anyways, it's been working. It's 6-0 so far in testing, which means now that I'm recording, it's guaranteed to lose. But basically, Hrae combined with Mantura is like a replacement for Galleon's skill 3. And then you have some nice little Despair stuns, hopefully. Dang, that hurt. His Khmun hits so hard. It's awesome. So no Despair stuns there. Oh no, the attack bar pushback. So that's bad. That's bad. What did I say? Now that I'm recording. Now that I'm recording. I don't know. May be able to come back from it. Got all stuns there. Let's kill Orion. That thing violent procs like, nope. It's just so dumb. Takes so many turns. So many turns. Let's just go after the Khmun. Nice. Okay. Well, even with my turn order being messed up, it seems like we're still going to get the win here. She'd have to go pretty crazy to solo. Yeah, not happening. So that's GG's. It's, you know, been effective. That's 7-0 now in testing, and I like it. I'll probably make sure they keep these runes. I don't really use these units too often, but it's kind of fun theory crafting counters to meta teams, especially when I play against Mithril, and it's like there might be 6 targets in terms of towers, like 6 towers you can hit, and 4 of them are all that. So it's just high G3 siege is so brutal. It's so dumb. So anyways, on to the next counter. Anavel, Ken, and Gorgo. This one's pretty neat. Ken was the free nat 5 given from the event. I got him on 100 crit rate to benefit his skill 3, so whenever he uses skill 3 on, you know, a fire or wind monster, he's guaranteed to take another turn. right into a skill 2. He's not max skilled. I haven't put any devil mons into him. All the skill ups are just from the event skill ups that were free. Gorgo Shield Will Blade. You want Gorgo on 80% crit rate, so his passive gets him to 100. And he does a decent amount of damage and has some stuns built in, which is nice. And then Anavel is your defense breaker, so you want Anavel moving first, and then the other two to go. And I mean, it's been working. It's, you know, just like the others. It's Shield Will. Orion can strip the will, and then, you know, you're just SOL. But for the most part, it's been effective. I guess Anavel too. You want some decent accuracy on Anavel. She could miss defense breaks, and then you're also SOL because you need to get some damage going. Ken can, oh, wrong skill. We want to use a third skill. He can one-shot Khmun pretty easily. I don't think I have him on any kind of crazy stats, and he hits pretty dang hard. So it's kind of a neat comp. That's GG's. We'll go one more time here. Again, I don't have any mana, so my runes aren't completely maxed out, so I'm sure maxing out the runes would make it perform better, but I have 0 mana every day. It's just 0. So you got a stun there and a defense break. No violent proc at least. Hopefully I can violent proc into defense break. Nope. Well, I think we go second skill then. Alright, here we go. Ken gets the kill. Well, that was nice. Even with the stun on Gorgo, seemed to be able to recover and get the win anyways. So that's just another neat little comp. You can give it a try and maybe you'll get the same lucky RNG that I got. Baleygr QB and Luer. I don't know how to say this guy's name. I always say Kebin Hessenoof, but I don't know if that's right. Kebin Hessenhoff, something like that. Well, no, there's a noof. Kebe Hessenoof, something like that. Anyways, Shield Will again. Baleygr hits just so stupid how hard he hits. Luer doesn't glance, so he's really good at laning defense break. If you haven't built Luer, I'd recommend it. He is pretty solid. He's on Shield Will Fight, QB on Swift Will, and Baleygr on Double Will Broken. I use him Double Will because I used to bring this comp against Jeanne, Jeanne, whatever, Light Paladin, Perna, and Chandra, which used to be pretty meta, and Chandra's skill 1 could sometimes just stun Baleygr whenever he was on a single will. So like I would use his skill 3 and kill Perna and Jeanne and hurt Chandra, and Perna would come back to life. And anyways, that stun really screwed him, so I have him on Double Will. I don't really see that comp anymore, so I could take him off Double Will and put him on something else, but it's whatever. He does what I want him to do anyways. His stats are fine. This one I expect would just instantly lose if someone gets stunned by Orion. Defense broken by Orion, maybe I'd be okay if the defense break, or if Khmun and Savannah don't get the kill, because then I still get to move and do my thing. But if the defense breaks lands and my team is too squishy and they get the kill, or they violent proc and get the kill, then the defense break is really dangerous. But the stun, I don't think I can come back from the stun. So anyways, we'll again see how it goes here. Oh, little freezing action there. So no stun. Did strip will, which is scary. There's the defense break. There's the violent proc. Oof. Oof. That hurt. Now he has max stacks though, but no attack buff. They're still taking turns. Jeez. So let's see what kind of damage we get. I do land defense breaks. Might not be over yet. Oh, all three are still alive, so it's probably over. Yeah, there's another violent proc. Oof. That hurt. GG's. So I think to improve that counter, I'll need to speed them up. So maybe I should look at changing my Baleigr's runes around a bit. Like my QB has decent speed. Where are they at? There's Luer. I'll find him. Scanning. Scanning. There. There it is. I'm sure you're looking at me like, dude, it's right there. So on that one, I actually had good Orion RNG at the beginning. This time I did not. Oof. Ouch. Yeah, that's no good. All right, so this one's already a loss. I don't like seeing how, like in the first one, despite not getting stunned or defense broken, I still lost. So I think I definitely need to move runes around. I've won with this counter before, that's why I'm showcasing it. But that's like, that's not okay. You need to, if you have good Orion RNG, you should beat the Orion team. That's how it should work. I mean, they did get procs, but still. So this is good Orion RNG. Well, it's a lot of turns. Okay, so this is looking good so far. Okay, so yeah, I think speed is my issue. I should get myself faster, because I shouldn't lose if you have good RNG. But if I'm getting lapped like crazy like I was, that's not a good thing. So I think I'll re-rune that and see if I can get it better than, you know, it's probably like a 50-50 shot. That was 3 tries and I won, you know, 1 out of 3, so it's not a huge sample size, but I would probably think that comp is 50-50. I know another variation of that comp I see is Baleygr QB and Katarina, but I actually haven't ever really built Katarina. For a long time she was like super RNG because her third skill is like completely random, but she did get buffed to where, you know, whoever you target will for sure get hit now. So I should probably give her a try. But anyways, we'll go to the next counter. All right, so Galleon, Zaiross, Charlotte. This one's kind of neat because it's a combination of crowd control and high damage. So I have Charlotte, Despair Will, and Zaiross is Shield Will Focus, so he has some decent accuracy. Needs skill ups, but haven't given them to him. And Shield Will fight Galleon.
So, like I was saying, it's just cross your fingers, hope for good Orion RNG, hope for good Savannah RNG, and then hope your Galleon lands defense break. And if everything goes right, then you usually get the win. Dang, that Khmun hit. It's hard. Wow, that's crazy. To 2 out of 3. Charlotte is kind of similar effect as Helena. Has that. It's not attack bar absorb, but decreases their attack bar, then increases your own attack bar, so it's really nice. So let's see. I think I want Khmun to shield himself rather than her, and then I can maybe one-shot her. Let's just see if I can decrease Khmun's attack bar, I think. And then get some stuns. Very nice. There's a cat on my computer again. And now it's not on my computer. I was just about to say, it seems disproportionate, like Orion and Savannah seem to violent proc 5 times as much as the Khmun does, but there is a Khmun proc. He can do it. He has violent. Oof. There it is. Alright, so that one worked first try at least. But I mean, I'm sure it's no. Well, it might be better than the Baleygr comp just because Baleygr is ruined fairly slow for BJ5. And I at least had some speed on those guys plus the Galleon speed lead, so it's unlikely I get lapped as much as the previous comp, or previous counter I should say. But anyways, it can work. That's what I'm showing you. Things that can work. Don't hate me if they aren't 100%. This is a very good defense. Well, I didn't quite get 30 unique monsters, but it was pretty close. I used Galleon a second time there at the end, but hopefully you have more than one Shield Wheel Galleon built. He's certainly worth building dupes of. Also, another thing you might notice throughout the video is my head getting large, and that's more so just to hide my guildmate's name, because every once in a while I accidentally showed it while recording, just not thinking about it. Also, my clothes changed because I haven't recorded this all in one sitting, if that isn't obvious. And I tried to stitch it together from most safe comps at the beginning and least safe comps at the end, with the exception of the very end. But anyways, I think that Baleygr comp was probably the worst one that I showed. And I think it going 1 and 3 or 1 and 2 in the recording is evidence of that. But anyways, I figured I'd show the SWGT website and, the counters people have posted here. So, not Khmun, Feng, Perna, and Tetra, that's her name. This is a lot like the Feng Amelia Dozer. Tetra is your replacement for Amelia, and then Perna is your heavy hitting fire damage doer. It's got +4 and -1, so people have been seeming to have some success with that. I doubt it's as safe as Feng Amelia Dozer, but I would think it's a pretty safe counter. Galleon Triana Light Samurai, very similar to the Dark Samurai, right? The only difference is Dark was a free Hall of Heroes and Light is not, unfortunately. Again, +4 and -1, so people seem to be liking that one. This one I talked about in the video, this Jeanne Josephine Tesarion. It's actually +3 upvotes, but like I said, I tried it 2 or 3 times and just got completely wrecked each time, and it could just be my runes. But, maybe you can rune yours and try it out. I just unfortunately didn't have any luck with it. This Garo Rina Meiho Wang, that one seems risky. I don't know if I trust that. Meiho Wang is the weird one here. So Water Tank is good. Garo's pretty good, but I'd want like a more reliable defense breaker than Meiho Wang. But maybe if he had high accuracy, he'd be fine. But I don't know. +3, -2, so it seems, 50-50, 60-40, something like that. here's just the shield will defense, which a lot of the, or counter I should say, which is a lot of what I showed also. And as you know, shield will counters into Orion. It's like just cross your fingers, hope Orion doesn't mess you up. Leica seems to be real popular in here. I don't have Leica, but it seems a lot of people like to use him. Leo as well, of course. So, I don't know. You can take a look, try out the counters that I suggested. I think this one would be really safe, this Luis Anavel Perna. I don't have Luis. I did try a Bulwark Betta comp, and it was like they just stripped immunity like crazy, and I couldn't like get the kill. So it could just be that my third was never good. I tried like Bulwark Betta Vigor, I know, and a few others, and I just couldn't make it happen. I think Bulwark Wusa would be better, because if you can outspeed Orion with Wusa, like a Swift Shield Wusa, and have 3 buffs up, make it very unlikely for Orion to strip anything, that would be pretty good. I don't have Wusa either, so can't really do that. I don't have a Juno. I'm sure Juno would be really good. I hear nothing but good things with Juno. This one's kind of neat. May, Fire Kitty. I don't have her built, but just another one that you might want to try out. It has no upvotes or downvotes, so I'm assuming people haven't tried it out or just aren't very vocal. I mean, there's not a lot of upvotes and downvotes on the site very much. And I'm not too sure why. I would think people would use it more. I really like it. I can't remember the guy who made it, but props to him. Can support his work on Patreon. Anyways, thank you for watching, and in the comments, if you want to tell me another defense you want to see counters for, I'd be happy to make another video like this. Or also leave in the comments, what counter you like to bring against this comp. I think both of those would be helpful. And see you in the next video.